Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I'm Henry Higgins and today we are going to be creating, or the tutorial will be showing you how to create a Merry Christmas sting for the end of your videos, whether that is for your viewers, for your fans, for home movies, for like a virtual Christmas card to your friends and family, or just a video on its own. So with this, as you can see, there's a number of images there. We're not going to be using them all. So the first image is obviously the background. So you want to get that there and you want to get it to the correct position and size that you need to be able to have a nice wintry sky background for what we're going to be doing. There are also a number of different building PNGs that I've sourced. They are all royalty free, and if you notice when I put them in and scale them, that I am putting them on alternate rows in the timeline rather than one above the other. Why that is will become clear later in the video, but for now we are putting the three town images that I'll be using for the video into the timeline, as I said, on alternate rows. And once we're happy with that positioning, we then extend it and then go to the green screen. Now again, these are royalty free sourced images, and this is of a silhouette of Santa and his reindeer pulling the sleigh going across the night sky. So you chroma key out and adjust it to your own liking with regards to the feathering and the edging, and then you cut where he would disappear from the screen. You then place that on your timeline, and as you can see, he flies behind some of the buildings and flies in front of the others. And the reason we can get that effect is by putting it between the layers. Now this is a Christmas video, but this idea of layering can also be used for many other uses. A good idea, one that I was thinking about but didn't get around to doing, would be like a Halloween version where instead of Santa, it's a witch on a broomstick. But for this one, it is Santa on his sleigh, and what we're doing at the moment, what you want to do is get it so that it disappears, and as you can see, he cuts off just before he exits the screen there. So we have made the image a little larger. He now enters the screen fully and he exits the screen fully. However, with this it's a little slow, so we are going to take it, we are going to change the speed, we're going to double the speed on that, make it twice as fast, and when we do that, he will zip across a lot quicker than he has been, and we can check that out here. So now that we have that one, as you can see, there is a second one in the timeline there, but it didn't work as well as I could, so I've got an alternate one. Again, you chroma key out the green, adjust the settings to be how you wish them to be. I want him to be flying from right to left this time, so I have reversed it, flipped it. That one's being removed, and then we're going to put that one in its place right after where he exited the screen the first time. Now, with regards to this one doesn't move. The other one did move on the video itself. This one static, the animation is static. So you want to scale him down to the size that you need him to be and then position him accordingly on the timeline. So once we have scaled them down, we wish to add some keyframes. So we add the first keyframe to have him enter the screen from the right hand side, and then we add a second keyframe at the end of the animation to have him exit the screen on the left hand side. Once that has been done and you're happy with that, place the image back into the timeline where you wish it to be. As you can see, he exits on the old animation, then he enters in the new animation between the buildings. Once we have that and we are happy with that, it is now time for the second aspect of this thing. So we've seen Santa fly from left to right across the city skyscape, and then we've seen him fly from right to left. So now we can see the colors on the cityscape. We are now looking to add a transition, which we have done, which was a little spiral. Now we are adding the end of the video, which is Santa Claus flying in space. So we have a space background, we add that and resize it accordingly. We then take the globe and add that where it should go on the timeline. Now this is where things get a little more technical. We wish to position the globe halfway down so that it is seemingly outside the screen. And now we're going to add some keyframes to this, and what this is going to do is actually make the actual planet rotate. So you add your first keyframe and just leave it as it is. You then add a second keyframe at the very end and rotate it fully 360 degrees. And once you've done that, the keyframe, once you've clicked OK and checked that, the keyframe will actually rotate the planet for you, as you can see here. From there, it's adding all the other elements. So again, we're adding the green screen for Santa. We are going to invert it again, so he's flying around the world from left to right. The planet is going to be scaled accordingly. So we are going to remove the keyframes from the Santa Claus so that he is no longer actually moving across the screen, and we're going to position him accordingly. We then have to scale the planet and add the sun. The reason we're adding the sun is just to give it that little bit of pizzazz. So once we're happy with the Father Christmas, the Santa Claus and the reindeers, we add the sun and place it in the corner there. We then scale the earth to make sure that it is to the correct size. We then find our text. Here I'm just using this one as I like the way it angles upwards. You can use any text that you feel suits what you're doing. Change it to Merry and Christmas. So the larger of the text entries will be changed to Christmas, and the smaller of the two will be changed to Merry. Bold it so that it stands out, and then you want to move the text and the little flashes down so that it is not covering Father Christmas. You can still see the earth turning, and it fits in there just nicely. And everything works as it should, as Father Christmas flies above the world, ready to deliver presents to anyone and everyone. Now that the visuals are complete, we now need to add the audio, and to do that, again, we get some royalty-free music, and we add that to the first audio track on the timeline. Adjust it to be the correct length, and once that is all hunky-dory, we can check that out, then test it as we are doing here. Everything is working in order, the images are working fine, everything fits together, Father Christmas is flying in space. It's all fantastic. Adjust everything to the correct length, and then from there you want to just add the fade tool, the fade element, to each of the sections of the timeline. If you just add it to the first one, as you can see here, it will fade out, but it will fade back in again. So you want to add it to all rows of the timeline, so they all fade out at the same time. Which, if we throw one last one on here and then we run it back, you will see that it will indeed fade out all in sync. And there you have it. A perfect Christmas sting little video, short, 25-30 seconds long, for you to add to your own videos or have it as a standalone Merry Christmas to your friends, your family, or whoever. Change up the text, you can change up the images, so long as you keep it layered, it will all work out fine. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to spend it with this tutorial. Please like and share the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you again on the next video. Goodbye.